Coach, how much are you looking forward to this week's game after last week's opening win against Rice?
Really excited. We've got such a young team, and with all the new coaches and new offense and new defense and some pieces of the special teams are new, we're a team that just needs to keep growing each week. We're not a great team right now, but we feel like at the end of the year we should be much better.
After last year's season, how excited were you to start anew here in 2011?
Very excited because we had some coaches retire and some leave, so a lot of things happened to our program that had been in place for 7 to 13 years. And obviously the standard that we have set around here was not near met last year. January 17th, we got everybody together for the first time, and it's kind of been a race until now to get everybody on the same page.
It's difficult to build onto the success of 10-win seasons, but you did it 9 years in a row, which is incredible. So what was the difficulty last season?
We were 116th in turnover ratio. Had a lot of players hurt. I felt like that I didn't do a very good job because in the past we've always been able to take a loss and turn it into a positive the next week, and very seldom have we ever had back-to-back losses. We've been a great team at home, and last year we were none of those. So that goes back to the head coach. So I took full responsibility and am trying to do a better job now.
So what would you say is the #1 factor this season to returning Texas to national prominence?
Oh, time. We've got great young players. I mean, they're talented and they're fun. We played 18 freshmen the other night, 7 redshirted freshmen. So we feel like that this is a team that it's going to have some growing pains this year. We've got some things we've got to get done. This will be a very difficult game tonight with BYU, but we feel like over time we're headed back in the right direction.
Bronco Mendenhall played against Texas when he played at Oregon State, but you two have never coached against each other. So what have you seen in Bronco and BYU?
I really like Bronco. He and Holly are friends, and we've been around him now for 6 years, and I've watched him and watched him grow with his program. And what you see in him is what you see in their team. He's down to earth, he's smart, he's mature, he's tough. There's not a lot of frills. They're going to line up and run the ball at you and still have the passing game that Brigham Young's had. Defensively, they're going to knock your head off and keep working, and there's no give up on the sideline. And I laughed seeing him in his T-shirt with Band of Brothers on the back last week. I said I might wear one tonight just to try to match it. But I think he's a real star in this business and has a great future ahead.
Last week was a unique experience for BYU going to the SEC and playing. What's their experience going to be like this week, coming and playing Texas football?
I think they'll see really classy fans that will not be booing the other team and throwing things at them. They'll welcome them here. Our fans are very smart. They love football. They're passionate about it, and they'll want to see a great game. And they will have. They've all had their scouting reports this week. They've all gone back and recorded the Ole Miss game, and they've watched it over and over. So the Brigham Young players would be amazed how important football is in this state to our fans. And there will be nearly 102,000 there. There'll be 101, 600, 700 fans. It may be the biggest crowd we've ever had because it's each week it grows some, and I think our fans are still wanting to see if this team has got a chance to improve over last year's record.
So what you're saying is there's going to be 102,000 coaches in the stands too, then,
There's
right?
no question. There's 24 million in this state. Coach Royal told me when I took the job that every Texas fan graduated in coaching. That's what they do. They had a secondary, had a minor that they took as a secondary major, but they all can coach.
But your guys listen to just one coach, right?
We've got new young coaches that are really excited about being here. They meshed with the 4 that we kept. I like what we're doing on both sides of the ball. We don't even have near all of it in yet, but I do think over time what we've done to fix this program is the right thing for Texas.
You talked about the atmosphere at home, not just the fans or the great record that you've had. What is it like playing in Texas Memorial Stadium?
It's fun to think of all the great players that have played here, to go back and see the pageantry. It's a fashion show. It's a place to be. It's an outing. It's not just a football game. And I think the Brigham Young players will enjoy the environment. And at the same time, going into last year, we were 66-6 in our 12 years coming into last year and didn't play well at home. So that's something that we've gone back and reemphasized, that we get back to making Texas a very difficult place to play.
Coach, next week BYU and Utah will play each other for the first time ever as non-conference opponents. And you look, should Texas A&M leave and go to, say, the SEC, what is that going to do to the rivalry? What happens to rivalries when all of a sudden they become non-conference games?
I don't think it makes any difference if you continue to play, and I've been involved in the Texas-Oklahoma game when it wasn't a conference game. And it's just as big because it's an in-state rivalry where people don't like each other. They have respect for each other. Family members have crossed sides, but on that day they want to fight and compete because it's 1 year of pride and respect, and that's what they'll be fighting for.
But you're still planning on playing the Aggies every year and lighting that tower when you win, right?
Well, what we know for sure is we're going to play them this year. We know we've got a Big 12, and we know we've got Brigham Young tonight. I think past that in college football, nobody knows what's going to happen next year. And it's I think it is good that Utah and Brigham Young are still playing, because that's a game that's really important to the state, brings a lot of money into the state, and something that's fun for the kids because they play against friends and high school buddies they've played against, and it's good for the fans.
So how do you and your players avoid the distraction of all this conference realignment talk when you're just trying to play football?
Well, we went through it last year and nothing changed really. Everybody talked about we were in the in the Pac-10 at that time, Pac-12, maybe Pac-16 here at some point, and everybody thought we were gone. And we told our players and coaches at that point that what our administration will do is they'll do what's best for the university, not just for football, because the athletic department's bigger than us, and obviously the university's bigger than us. And we trust our bosses. They've got time and energy and expertise in that area. We don't have any, and that we need to control what we can control, and that's trying to get our football team ready to play Brigham Young. So I really don't think, other than we don't read the paper a lot around here, and we don't get into all the drama to be a distraction. So I think our guys are ready to go, and they hope there'll be a Big 12, but if not, and they send us somewhere else, we'll play as hard as we can there too.
You can win a national championship no matter where you are, right?
You really can. You just got to be the best team on that day. And this is a fun game tonight. It's interestingly enough one of the two teams that Texas has never beaten. Only Brigham Young and Syracuse that we've played twice in the history of this school, 100+ years, never beaten Brigham Young. So that's a great compliment to Brigham Young as well. And I go back as a Brigham Young fan to Lavelle Edwards. He and Patty are great friends, and I watched them for years. And he's a mentor of mine. I've learned so much from him, and looking at his name on the stadium when game day was out there last year, it's fun for me now to see him get back on track with Bronco and really reap the rewards of the name that Lavelle deserves.
Dave Brown just took us on a tour over at the Longhorn Network. Aside from taking up more of your time, what has that meant to your program this year?
It's unbelievable. You guys have your network now, and it's what we've told our players is from a coaching standpoint, it takes a lot more of our time. I mean, there's no question. We have laughed and said that we work full-time for the Longhorn Network, and then we coach on the side now, the amount of time we're spending there. But it's worth it, in my estimation, for the exposure of the players. They're interviewing across the state and across the country every time they're interviewed on the network, and I think it's great for our coaches, because now people can see our coaches coach. They can see the guys working every day. They can hear them speak. And if athletic directors are looking for great head coaches out there, our guys will have a better opportunity than some others, because people will have already seen them.
All right, Coach, finish this sentence. Texas beats BYU if?
Oh, I think you have to win the turnover battle and the kicking game. And you have to be physical. There's been some question marks. We've been a throwing team since Colt McCoy came here. We didn't run the ball very well, and we're trying to get back now to being a more physical football team. And that's why I'm excited about this matchup tonight, because this team is very physical. So it'll take something we haven't done well and see how much we've improved.